Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Guilty Movie Pleasures. In-depth discussion on movies, no matter how guilty they make you feel.
I'm building up an ice ball.
A spike is coming out of my hand. Get over here.
Come here. Johnny Cage.
Sonya Blade.
Sub-Zero. Scorpion.
Reptile.
Raiden.
Katana Blade.
Shang Tsung.
Baraka.
Easiest lyrics to a song ever. Mixed with a Jock Jams theme. Isn't this exactly like the Jock Jams
It is
thing?
the Jock Jams thing.
It's Jock Jams with the Mortal Kombat characters listed. Oh, man. Be done.
Get over here. God, this movie is amazing.
This is what this show is made to talk about this movie.
You know what's kind of funny is every time I hear when somebody says like I'm going to a club.
Did we introduce ourselves?
No, we didn't. Hey, Schmo. No, we just ran in. We were too excited. What's up, Schmoville? Back here for some Guilty Movie Pleasures. Hashtag at GMP. I'm Josh Macuga. Next to me is my good buddy, star of Leanie's Potatoes. I think you mean love. Starring Mr. Ben Begley at Ben Begley Comedy on Twitter.
I feel like every week you ponder over what my intro is going to be for hours, and then you come up with the most absurd, absurd title for a movie I'm not in.
Oh man, good.
Man.
I missed you last. Well, we didn't have it last week. We were both, on set doing certain things. Yeah. So we're back this week, and then for the next 4 weeks after this week, you are out of town shooting your movie. Can you give a little snippet on what the movie's like? Or?
Yeah. Oh, I can't say much because I haven't talked to production about what I'm allowed to say yet. But It's a movie my wife and I wrote. It's a horror comedy called The Funhouse Massacre.
Awesome.
And it's kind of a love letter to all our favorite slasher films of the 80s, and it's a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got some really cool people attached. You can look it up on IMDb. I don't know. I'm sworn to secrecy.
And you're going away to shoot. Can you tell anybody? Maybe some fans in the area might want to come visit you or anything like that. Could we do that or no?
It's going to be close set.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just because it's so. I hate to be like that guy, but
no.
We're going to be shooting a really insane amount of stuff over 20 days.
Oh, wow.
So, and all night shoots. So it's going to be nuts.
Wow. Yeah.
It's going to be nuts. And it's in Ohio, so nobody will want to come visit.
Well, we got some fans in Ohio.
Yeah, we got some fans in Ohio.
But today, we were going to do, I was going to do Mortal Kombat, but then we canceled. I didn't want to do this movie without you because this movie, I can't even. But we chose Mortal Kombat. I hadn't seen this movie all the way through in a long time, but I will say, it is something.
It is something. I haven't seen it since I was before college. It's probably been since high school. I remember I bought the Blu-ray. Those are both mine, by the way. I brought the sequel. We probably won't get into the sequel, but I just brought it for good measure. When I bought the Blu-ray, I started watching about 10 minutes of it, and I was like, I'm just going to leave it in my memory banks about how awesome it used to be.
The Annihilation we're talking about.
Ooh, Annihilation's even
worse.
Oof. Yeah, but here's the thing. Before we get our couple people on YouTube get all pissed at us because we're going to bag on the movie like last time with Howard the Duck, people got mad about that.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. Mortal Kombat is terrible, but it's awesomely
but it's amazing.
Terrible. It is a guilt. This is to me the epitome of guilty movie pleasure because you feel guilty watching it, but it is so fun. And if you can, what I try to do is reset my brain back to 13-year-old Ben when I watched it. Yeah. And ignore the Sega CD CGI effects.
Well, here's the thing, and I kept thinking to myself, was 1995 really that long ago? I mean, okay, it's 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
Okay, so the CGI was bad, but was it bad for 95, or was it kind of decent for 95, or did they spend all of their money on one-liners for Johnny Cage and no money on the back end, on the post-production?
When did Jurassic Park come out? That's a good barometer.
Let me look that up.
Because, I mean, Matrix was 99.
Okay, well, yeah,
Jurassic Park was like 93 or 94,
I think it was
right?
94. It'd be great to have Scott Mance here for this one.
I think we just... What is it? Wait, we have something for that.
1993.
93.
Okay, so this is just bad effects for the 90s then.
Yes,
so it was just the shitty effects.
And I think
because Jurassic Park's effects still live up to this day.
Yeah, absolutely.
They look amazing.
it still gives you shivers the first time you see the dinosaur come in there. But I mean, for me, the worst thing is the reptile. At the beginning,
the reptile's so bad.
It is like an animation thing you did on ClarisWorks on an Apple II GS. It's really bad.
It really looks like, we've talked about this before, where it looks like it was a temporary graphic, and then they were like, oh shit, we got to get this out before Mortal Kombat 2 comes out. Forget it. The kids won't care.
Well, because Mortal Kombat 2 had other characters that you don't have in this, like Baraka. He was always my favorite because he had the sword arms.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
They did bring in a few, like Kitana wasn't in the first Mortal Kombat.
No, she's in second.
Jax wasn't in the first one.
No, but he really isn't in the second.
No, the first one. No, he's like, where are you going? The only person I trust is me.
Yeah, can we play the Sonya Blade sound?
Do we have that?
Yeah, I believe we do.
Trust or something. It's called.
I trust one person on this planet, Jax. You're talking to her.
Yeah. So you know she means business.
Yeah. When that's one of her first lines.
Did you see this movie in the theater? Because I did.
I did.
Oh,
you didn't?
Oh, I did.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw it like 3 times in the theater. Because, a little backstory, Mortal Kombat, I got that for Christmas on Sega Genesis.
Oh, Sega Genesis, me too.
And I did the blood code, ABACABB, right? And I did every
if you
fatality.
don't do the blood code.
You got to. It's just pointless.
Yeah.
So I did every fatality and played that game for 16 hours on Christmas Day. Pretty much the exact opposite of what Christmas is about, ripping spines out and hearts. But I was obsessed with that game. So literally,
it was a life-changing game.
Yeah, it changed the gaming landscape. Like nothing that violent and crazy. It's like that and Grand Theft Auto are milestones in video gaming. Yeah. And this one for me, it's just like they could have shit out. They could have literally put a turd on the screen and called it Mortal Kombat, and I would have still been like, "This is awesome!" because I was that obsessed. And I remember thinking in theaters it was the greatest video game movie I'd ever seen. Yeah. But up till then, you only had Super Mario Brothers and Double Dragon to
really go against.
The bar was low.
Right. And Street Fighter came out a year later.
Well, yeah.
Right? And we haven't done that. Was
earlier.
That before? I think Street Fighter might have been the year before.
I think it was the year before.
Hold on.
And I haven't seen Street Fighter since I was a child. I remember liking it.
1994, Van Damme and Raul Julia.
When I was a kid,
we'll do that one too.
Oh, we got to.
Yeah. And here's the thing is, I mean, obviously seen both movies, and I'm a fan of both movies. I can't tell you which one is better or worse. I will say that they are both very, very entertaining. And I think for me, Street Fighter was the one I played in the arcade, and Mortal Kombat was the one that I played at home.
Yeah.
Because Street Fighter was more or less for the sonic booms and the shurikens, right? Yeah. Mortal Kombat was for the blood and the fatalities.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I'm buying Mortal Kombat 10 when it comes out this month. I can't wait.
I haven't played really since 2.
Mortal Kombat 9 is amazing. What if the rest of the podcast I'm just telling you about
video games?
Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe is great. I own every single Mortal Kombat game, even their shitty adventure games where it was like the side scrollers that are just bad. But I'm like, it has the word Mortal Kombat in it. I have to buy it.
So it's going to be incredible.
So there we go. Me too in the booth. That's what I'm talking about.
Alexis is a big fan. Alexis, you can jump on the mic. You wanted to do this because you're such a big Mortal Kombat fan.
Because this is actually my only favorite guilty pleasure movie ever.
Only?
Really? Yeah, I know that a lot of people have like a list, but this is like this tops.
Oh,
I can watch this movie over and over and still be happy with it.
Has that changed over the years as you've grown up?
Yes, but at the same time, it brings back a lot of memories for me, so I'm okay with it.
That a girl.
I love it.
I watched it last night, and I watched it twice kind of over the weekend to grab sound bites and go through it and all that stuff. It is a fun time.
I'm laughing my ass off, whether it's intentional or not. It is awesome. Mm-hmm. It is...
Yeah. Okay, so let's do. We can probably do this plot in 3 minutes. You want to do 3 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy.
It's pretty easy. I think we can maybe do it 2 minutes. We have 5 seconds to do it.
Okay, we'll try 2. We'll try 2.
2 minutes.
But we'll give us a 3-minute leeway.
3-minute leeway. And 1, and go, Ben.
Okay, so it starts off and you get to introduce all the characters. Johnny Cage is a movie star and the stuntman can't do anything. Sonya Blade's this badass cop looking for Kana who killed her partner.
This is where you fall.
You have Liu Kang who's talking to these monks and he's like, I don't believe anything and my brother's been killed. They all end up in the getting on this creepy pirate boat and going to wherever it is. Go. No, I'm not doing the whole thing. You go.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
Okay, so they get on this dragon boat. They're all get sent to this island, and
Johnny, there we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Island,
so they
okay.
get to the island, and obviously Johnny Cage, because he's a movie actor, has a bunch of luggage, and he falls in. It's a nice pratfall. Then we realize that, did we go into the fact that they can't lose it, or Earth will be taken over by...
Oh, yeah, because it's been 9 tournaments, and this is the 10th.
The 10th one. So if Shang Tsung wins and he gets the 10th, he'll invade Earth and do to Earth what he did to Outworld. And we don't actually see what happens to Outworld until the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're in Mortal Kombat, and he's like, do you want a taste of what you're coming? And then everybody attacks him, and there's just like a sick-ass fight.
The taste is at dinner when they flip over and then Sub-Zero freezes everybody, and like, this isn't Mortal Kombat. This is like superpower dudes versus us.
Yeah, weird.
Then a bunch of arbitrary fights happen.
Sonya Blade gets to kill Kano really early.
Really fast. And really in a dumb way.
Yeah,
we'll get into
that. They start going into all these arbitrary fights on a beach with a
where
guy
sometimes they have an audience and other times it's like, we're just going to do it in some weird set.
Yeah, in some awesome like woods with Scorpion. Then go ahead, you take next.
So how does anybody judge anything? We don't know. And the rules just keep changing back and forth. Ultimately, all the bad guys are killed and all the good guys are left. Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, and Liu Kang.
Yeah.
And it ends up being Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung, where he has to fight
15 seconds
where he has to like overcome his fears, which is that his brother died and it was his fault, and he kills him, and then everybody flies away like Bone Thugs and Harmony at the Crossroads. All the souls released from Shang Tsung,
like Terminator 2 in the lava.
They're back at the temple, and Shao Kahn comes up and goes, "You fools!" He says some kind of like ominous thing, and they go, "I don't think so," and square
and
off.
Then hit the Mortal Kombat.
Hit the. We're not telling you what it is.
2 minutes.
2 minutes and 2 seconds, sort of. So yeah. Can we
flawless
victory? I was reading on IMDb how they were like, they say flawless victory about 4 times,
but only one of them's
flawless. Only one of them's actually flawless. So they just use it. This is one of those movies where they try so hard to throw in random game references, but they don't actually try to make them fit or work. They're just like, hey, Johnny Cage killed Scorpion, so let's throw a signed autograph of his headshot because that's what he does in the game, the friendship
one
in Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah. But it's like there's so many inconsistencies in tone here. Where Raiden is the biggest inconsistency.
I think we can play that inconsistency of Raiden.
The fate of billions will depend upon you. Sorry.
That line, because up until this point in the movie, he's been like, we have to save Earth. He's been very serious about it and very like, this is dire circumstances. It's only you. And then this happens. And you're like,
hey,
why are you taking this so lightly?
Yeah, this is the fate of the world, bro. Like, what the hell?
It's just such a hammy. It's like Christopher Lambert did it one take, and Paul W.S. Anderson was like, I love it.
Gotta move on.
Comedy gold.
Okay, I think we can start at the beginning with a few plot holes. Maybe, but we could stay in the Raiden theme for a second, because my biggest plot hole is everybody's really scared of Raiden, but he never fights.
No.
Why doesn't he fight? He fights in the video game. Sorry.
He fights in the second movie when he gets a haircut.
Oh, he gets a nice little...
He gets a nice little hair. He gets his hair did, and then he fights. And then he gets beaten real quickly. So you're like, what is Raiden's thing in this movie series? Because he's the god of thunder.
Yeah, he's a good guy, sort of. He can travel to beat... I mean, again...
He can travel everywhere except Outworld for some reason.
He's like, I can't go there.
Sorry, guys, I can't go there. Why not? Well, because...
Amber Alert. Got an Amber Alert on Outworld. My bad on that one. Ugh. It was a crime of passion. All right, Raiden, take it easy.
Those 15-year-old lizard people out there. What can I say? It's my kryptonite.
Now, here's another thing I don't get. Is everybody so scared of Raiden, and Shang Tsung's like, easy, and they're like, you fool sorcerers. Like, okay, well, why don't we all just hide behind Raiden and let him just whip out Thunderbolt?
Well... Because apparently there's rules to this tournament.
Right.
It cannot be won by treachery. Yet
Shang Tsung's whole thing is treachery.
I'm pretty sure that, making human beings fight people who can have lizard spears come out of their hands and freeze shit.
And a giant man with 4 arms that can basically eat your face off.
Yeah.
That has
I do not fail.
Oh, Goro. Hashtag
silly Goro.
Silly Goro. It just doesn't make... I get that the game's based on that, and I love the story of the game, and I get that it's all based on Mortal Kombat, but the whole when you translate it to film, you have to justify a little bit.
Yeah.
Why this is happening, like why it seems a fair fight that somebody like, Kano and Sonya Blade are the only ones that make sense because they're two humans fighting. The rest is fighting Goro, fighting Sub-Zero. And Sub-Zero dies so fast and so easy, where she goes, remember, use what gives life.
What gives life?
And I love that.
Bucket.
I love that.
Oh, there's a wooden bucket over here.
That's one of my favorite things because Raiden sets it down before the fight and walks off. And then right when he needs it most, Katana shows up and looks at him. And then the voiceover comes in again. It's the most overt. Use the thing that brings life.
By the way, Katana,
hot. Talisa Soto, hello.
Amen to that.
Good
Lord.
Thank you, Alexis.
She was Vampirella in the movie version of Vampirella.
She can be Joshurella for all I care.
So Raiden's there's inconsistencies in the entire thing of the actual tournament.
Right.
It's absurd.
Well, okay, so
but awesome.
What I love is if there's always a somewhat foreign person that they fight first that has absolutely no chance of winning, right? So you go back to Bloodsport, okay? Bloodsport, he shoots that guy that runs around like a monkey, you know what I mean? Like he's on his all fours in Bloodsport, and he obviously gets killed by somebody. Yeah. And then in Lionheart, he like the first couple guys that he fights, these are all Van Damme movies, by the way. Yeah. First couple
You're
guys
basing everything just on Van Damme movies. Yeah, of course.
Movies. Van Damme could have been in this. He was supposed to play Johnny Cage, but he turned it down
so
to be
many people were
Bison.
supposed to be Johnny Cage. Like Johnny Depp was a thought of. I don't think he ever considered it.
Yeah, Johnny Depp and who else did they mention?
Somebody else.
Some kind of famous person.
Johnny Depp and somebody else.
And I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme turned it down to do Street Fighter and be what's his name?
Guile.
No, he was he Guile? Mm-hmm. Oh, he was Guile. Sonic Boom. And but then, so the first fight with Liu Kang is just a dude that looks like he should be in a reggae band that is shredded.
And every time, and he does this slow motion growl, like they do this slow motion thing where he keeps going
sticks.
And they have it go like a tiger. And I'm always
is he from Earth or is he from Outworld?
Even as a kid, I was like, is he part tiger? Or is that just like a fun sound effect they threw in there? And then it makes
they fight on the beach, and at one point he breaks Liu Kang's stick into two, and Liu Kang just throws the sticks down. I'm like, keep the sticks in your hand. Now you have two of them.
Yeah. There's, in the movie that it's an unimportant fight if it's happening on the beach. Yeah. All the silly fights happen in the sand where it's like, Tiger Dude and Liu Kang, Kano and Sonya Blade. I guess it's important, but
well, again, that fight I thought could have been saved till much later in the movie.
They kill him off so quick. Yeah. And also, it's so funny because you can tell that they really slowly raised her legs up to strangle him, and then they sped it up because it looks like a Benny Hill moment. It's like, and Kano's like, no.
And then she just has her legs this far, like they're not even arm barring her.
They're not strangling him. No. And he's like, Sonya, come on, don't kill me. And it's like, you can probably breathe perfectly fine right now. And then all it takes is, and I get it that in the game it's one of her moves. Yeah. But in a movie, you have to...
He's a giant Australian man, and she is delicate Brigitte Sampras.
You have to make it like somewhat believable that just because it happens in the game doesn't mean if you just do it arbitrarily, it'll happen in the movie.
I think
and it's the silliest death scene ever.
Give me a break.
Give me a break. What does she say then? Like, sure thing, or something.
Yeah.
She plays it deadly serious.
She does. And the weird part, okay, so they have the fights on the beach, and then all of a sudden, Johnny Cage is like, I'm going to walk through this really cool-looking forest.
What was he doing there? Was that like a mandated fight, or was he just like, gonna walk through the forest? I don't know why he turned into like a weird Aaron Neville.
He couldn't get any service on the island, so he was out there trying to talk to his agent about his next movie.
What'd you get me into, man?
Yeah, come on. Some sweet-ass dude that just looks like an old country bumpkin be like, you can prove to yourself that you're the greatest. You sent me in a tournament to death, Master Khan, or whatever the freaking dude's name is.
That's one of my favorite. But we didn't talk about one thing in the beginning. Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
The director was like, Johnny, I love you. Johnny, come back.
Can you go back? I'll be directing traffic. Come on.
That was supposed to... We talked about this. That was supposed to be Steven Spielberg because apparently he loves video games and he wanted to have a cameo.
And supposedly what they did was they went on Hollywood Boulevard and they found a guy that looked like Steven Spielberg and they just put him in the director's chair. And he was like, all you need to do. And they're like, perfect. This is
no way. Seriously?
No, that's totally a joke.
Okay, I was like, what?
Alexis, we might have a caller calling in. I forgot to tell you that at the beginning of the show.
Okay.
There might be a call coming in via somehow.
Please tell me it's Christopher Lambert. But doesn't Christopher Lambert look ridiculous with the long...
Absurdly ridiculous.
Raiden, I feel like It's just like his hair looks so silly.
And in the game, does Raiden have the straw hat, or does he have who has the hat?
That's Kung Lao. Kung Lao has the blade hat,
right?
And that's Liu Kang's father or something, or later relative. But Raiden, the hair is so silly, and I don't remember in the game he really had long, stringy white hair.
It was just sort of gray, I think. It was more just so he had a hat.
He actually just had the black ninja thing around his head, so you couldn't even see his hair. So like you saw his face, but it was like, when it's like a girdle for your hair.
Yeah, you just never saw his hair. It was just the hat, the mask, and like his eyes glowing.
Yeah.
Fact checker back there is doing a hell of a job. Thanks, Alexis.
Christopher Lambert. He is
always, you know what he is? Do you remember the episode of Seinfeld when the guy who was a sidler and he would just we got
Cody. What was that?
Sorry, we got Cody calling in. Cody, you on the line?
Yeah, forget what he was going to talk about. I don't know.
I made it through, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Hey!
I totally forgot that you were calling in until I saw the clock was like 1:23. I was like, crap, Cody's calling in. Got to get him through. My bad, man.
I just got hung up on 3 times. It's okay.
Thanks, Alexis. Now we know how JTE feels. Okay. So, Cody, big fan of this movie. This is like right in your wheelhouse, I feel like.
Dude, I saw this when I was a kid like 2,700 times back in the day. I had the VHS. I thought this was like the pinnacle of filmmaking, and I still think it is, actually. It's like the greatest movie of all time. So.
Wait, so...
I am totally serious.
Literally, because I watch it, like I said, I watch it now, and I still love it, and I still enjoy it, but I can recognize that it's...
Wait, you know what we didn't go into, sorry, real quick to interrupt you, is that Cody's real dad in real life is Johnny Cage.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is.
I knew it.
Biased, sorry.
You didn't know that?
Your real dad in real life is Lyndon Ashby?
No.
Yeah, totally.
You guys are messing with... Don't toy with my emotions. I would be like, why didn't we get him on the show? So, Cody, but now when you watch it as an adult, do you have any... is there any part of you that goes, well, I mean, it's still awesome, but it's terrible? Or is it just like, no, this is awesome still?
Look, there's absolutely no reason why Scorpion should have done a cartwheel in the middle of the woods during the fight with.
Oh, that's right. He does just such
a Monty Python moment. It's like, we are the knights who say, "Nee, get over here." It's such a Monty Python.
Nothing like a solid cartwheel into a scene. It's like Chris Farley in Black Sheep. Vote for Al Donnelly. All right, sorry, Cody. Go ahead. We go on rants. I apologize.
Oh yeah. So there's plenty of terrible moments like that, but dude, it just hit me so hard again when I was watching it today. It was my favorite movies when I was a kid. So.
How many times did you go up to like a friend or a brother or a cousin or anything and just like put your palm in his chest and go, get over here?
Yeah, at least once or twice a day.
Once or twice a day. You wake up in the morning, get over here.
I still do that.
Now, okay, Cody, I just want to ask.
I say that to waiters when I go out to restaurants. Get over here. Come here. And they're like, what? I'm like,
sir?
Yeah, could I have the grilled asparagus, please? Thank you. Welcome.
Goro does not fail.
That's the best part about Scorpion, though, is that he talks literally only in video game sound bites.
Yeah, no, the actor who plays Scorpion does not have a line.
And it does not... It doesn't sound like it's coming from him. It sounds like it's coming from the ether.
Yeah, and I would also like to point out in the main Scorpion fight, in the second part of it, when they're in the Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers, I guess that's
sure.
what called. That was actually part of a set from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Sure, looks like it.
You know, it would take gotta keep reusing sets. It's Hollywood. You know, you gotta
and Spielberg
budget.
Obviously was a fan.
Yeah.
What I didn't understand about it.
Wait, hold on, real quick. So he takes off his mask. He's got the skull, which is the video game,
which looks like they took it from the video game. The effects are that bad.
And then he blows fire onto a shield that Johnny Cage has found, and when they pull it apart, the shield is somehow just on fire. Metal can just catch and hold flames.
Did you metal? I didn't know that metal. Maybe metal in Outworld. But the best part about that fight scene is when Johnny Cage does that amazing Dick Grayson Robin trapeze act.
Oh yeah.
And then he gets up on top and he's like, ha! And it's like, what was he planning to do up there? And then the dude Scorpion just kicks him down.
Get down here.
Oh yeah, he goes, get down here. It's the most overt dialogue ever as Scorpion.
There's one part that Ben and I were talking about before the show started, and we were kind of hitting on some points. And this remains in the Johnny Cage because Johnny Cage's son, Cody, is on the line right now.
Yeah.
Cody Cage.
Cody Cage.
Cody Cage. He's a third-degree white belt in karate.
Mm-hmm.
He can already do the flash kick. I mean, when you're a descendant of Johnny Cage, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Third-degree white belt.
Third-degree white belt.
Yeah.
And so...
Means he's
Cody,
failed the white belt 3 times.
Yeah. So when...
Do not fail!
well done,
Sorry,
Alexis.
Cody.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to make you turn all Goro on me.
Cody, Goro is in studio right now. He'd like to know how you beat him with one swift punch to the nuts. That's...
I just got to give it up to my dad for that, man. Only the intelligence of him could really outdo Gordo.
You called him Gordo. His name is...
I call him Gordo? Oh, shit.
It's okay.
Name
My
is Goro.
autocorrect when I was writing out notes made it say Gordo 100 times.
So being the descendant of Johnny Cage, then you take him to the cliff, and from a very far away angle of camera, you just have one swift kick, you knock him over a cliff, and then you say, what? Now, is this a family slogan? Like when you go to a girl and you meet a girl and you want her to fall in love and she's not really into it, you just turn to her and say...
When a woman looks at you like that, it usually means something.
Yeah, and then this is where you fall.
That's not what he says when he falls.
When Goro falls at the end, he's
This is where you fall down.
yeah.
Yeah, he says this is where you fall down.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant he said the woman looks at you like that. I was like, that'd be weird if he said that to Goro.
No.
Hey, Goro, it's on your way down.
On your way down.
When a woman looks at you like that.
So Goro with his high 80s
Let's do that again.
ponytail.
I want to hear that.
This is where you fall down.
Yes.
There you go. So
is
Cody,
where
is that
you
like a
fall down.
family mantra? Do you guys do that to, like when you guys get drunk at Christmas and your uncle's swaying, do you just say to him...
Yeah,
Alexis,
he said,
This is where you fall down.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cody.
I'm hitting buttons. It's not working.
I didn't know if I was supposed to say it or if the soundbite was supposed
Well,
to
you
come
can
on.
go ahead and say it. I mean, it is on your family
This
crest.
is where you fall down.
Yeah.
I love. Yeah. So is that a
Is that a family thing there, Cody, or?
Absolutely.
Oh,
We do it
good.
at least every family dinner.
every
Oh,
family dinner?
Good.
I love that the sets in this look like Peter Pan Live borrowed them later on.
Yeah.
Like especially the boat literally looks like it's just behind them is just a curtain with little lights poked in it, and they're not moving.
And a
There's
dragon head.
no sign that they're actually moving on the boat. They're just standing.
Ask you a quick question, Cody. You may know this. You've seen this movie over 2,700 times per your IMDb profile.
Yep.
Is there currently a ship in use with a dragon head on it that we could possibly charter and sail to Outworld?
And, yeah, absolutely. Every 10 battles, it comes down.
Ah,
all
I
join on
see.
together, guys.
I see. Now, another question I'd like to ask you, Cody, you being the expert here of Mortal Kombat, is when they say the tournament is fought once every generation, approximately how many years is in a generation?
Probably so 20, 30.
20, 30,
20
yeah.
or 30 years. Okay. And in the previous 9 Mortal Kombat tournaments, who were some of the more classic victors? Could you just go into detail of who some of these victors may be?
This is what we call throwing Cody under the bus.
Yeah, good luck
There
with this one,
were
Cody.
there was Bob. Bob was a good one.
Bob did a great job.
Bob was fantastic.
No, I got nothing.
Kung Lao. Well, no, they say that Shang Tsung won the last 9. So then if you're, each one happens in once a generation. So that means it's taken like,
300 years.
270 years, 300 years to get to this
solely
point.
on Cody's generation mathematics, about 270 years to get to this point. So Shang Tsung has been waiting around a long time.
But then again, Katana's 10,000 years old, and she looks banging for 10,000 years old.
Cow, Katana.
I hope I look that good when I'm 1,000 years old.
Man, Katana. I would just like to take Katana out to a Benihana, really good. And then she teaches the guy how to chip chop. And then she says to me, Alexis, what does she say to me?
Not doing it. No, you don't deserve it. No.
Why?
No.
Why?
No.
What is
Katana
it?
and I are in love.
No, too bad.
Damn it.
Which quote is it?
It's the when a girl looks like you like that. Come on, Alexis.
When a woman looks at you like that, it usually means something.
Yeah, exactly. So every time...
For you, though, it's usually a restraining order.
And usually for Cody Hall, it's somebody notices him as Johnny Cage's son. Cody, thanks for calling in, man. I'm glad that you're a fan of this movie, and it's in your passion wheelhouse. We'll just call it that.
All right, for sure, guys.
I love it, buddy.
Tell Bob we said hi, too.
Yeah, tell Bob he's a great champion.
The victor of the 7th tournament.
7.
He's like 95 years old now.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, before Shang Tsung started winning, there was a guy. He's a little known in the karate community. He's he's a descendant of Bruce Lee's great grandfather. His name was Hiram Lee, and he was a hell of a warrior.
Hiram. What nationality is Hiram?
Well, Hiram was
he Jewish
he's
Chinese?
A Jewish Chinese guy. He's very very quick.
Yeah.
And he's got this move. It's really good, and really it's crazy. You know, a lot of the guys wear the strap. He wears a yarmulke that has been passed down from generation to generation. And
I'm so terrified where this is going.
He unbelievably so. Hiram Lee was the last human champion before Shang Tsung started taking over, and the generations went by, and you know Bruce Lee took it over. And weirdly enough, Brandon Lee was supposed to play Liu Kang, and he was killed on the set of The Crow too.
That was the that was the longest build-up to a factoid.
You're welcome.
I thought.
Thanks, guys. We're here all week. You can find me on Outworld.
Oh my God!
I'll be at the South Point Inn and Casino and Gambling Hall in Outworld.
When did you think of that story?
Just now.
Just now. Okay, I didn't know how premeditated that was, because I'm sitting here going, this is either going to go real racist or real weird.
It's not like my preparation for the titles of the movies you've been on in the Hallmark Channel. That was more of just a fly off the cuff, because I really wanted to pay tribute to Hiram Lee and the Bruce Lee clan, and
God rest
and then
his
Brandon
soul.
Lee to the fact. I think we should start playing some soundbite games.
Sure, why not? I do want to just say that one of the funniest moments to me is when we said, like, this will lead into a soundbite, actually, is when we said that they're like, we're going to give you a taste of what's to happen. And they have this brilliant, awesome, like, super elaborate feast.
I compared it to like a Hogwarts dinner.
Yeah, it's like a Hogwarts dinner. And then
Is any of that actual food?
I think
it doesn't look like food.
I think it's all
to
plastic.
me.
Maybe that's why they throw the tables.
When Kano's eating that turkey leg, it looks delicious.
It looks like something from medieval times or the Ren
It looked
Fair.
like something from like Disneyland. It looked really gross.
Looks like from the Renaissance Fair, where it's stuck in your teeth for 7 weeks.
Yeah.
And you're like, there we go.
There you go.
That's a little turkey. But no, then these like random ninja dudes come in and flip the tables over, and they're like,
whoa, I wasn't finished with my turkey leg.
Come on! I still had some good ale left. and then they're like, this is what you're about to see. And then Sub-Zero comes out and brings
basically Ninja Turtle Foot Clan guys.
And Ninja Turtle Foot Clan guys, and this dude does like this elaborate fight, it's basically a Raiders of the Lost Ark moment, and where he just freezes him. And then my favorite thing, though, is how nonchalant all our heroes react to some dude just being frozen and shattered into 1,000 pieces, where they're like, well, that was weird. Yeah. I'm going to go find... And the first thing they do is say, we're going to go find Shang Tsung. And it's like, are any of us going to talk about how fucking weird that was? Like, we've seen some weird shit, but we have not seen a dude frozen and shattered into pieces. Maybe we should regroup before we go after the main guy.
Guys, I'd like to bring up something real quick. I don't think we were kind of a little bit in shock in the mess hall there while we were just breaking bread with our fellow competitors that we were about to kill.
Yeah. We thought we were all human at that point.
At that point, we didn't.
Then...
So I would. Did anybody catch the freezing of the body and then his head exploding with the feet of Shang Tsung?
Did we see that, or was it? I mean, I had a lot of ale. I had a lot of outward ale.
Did we drink too much? Was there a little too much?
And also, who are these ninja guys, and why do they so freely just give themselves up
and why do we never even see them again as far as fighting goes? They're just like, here's a taste of my Foot Clan, people.
He clearly knows he's going to die, so why does he do the weirdest stretch ever? Do we have that clip? The longest stretch ever? I don't know. Maybe we don't.
I don't know if we have that.
But he's like, he does this thing where he's like...
He just has to get limber, guys.
He's got to get limber.
And then he does all these elaborate moves, and then just gets killed. And I'm like, did that guy did he draw like the short straw out of the
You'd have
Clan?
to imagine he had the best abs of the crew, and like, you have to get your shit frozen.
Yeah, I mean, nothing ruins a dinner than some overly sweaty, overly stretching dude getting frozen and breaking apart all over.
Obviously, you've never been in the Macugas on Easter, because shit gets weird.
I love that it's Easter.
Timely. Well, it's a timely holiday. It's next weekend. Okay. I wanted to bring up one thing as part of that, is that when they go to where Kano is eating his turkey legs amongst Shang Tsung and this giant Prince Goro, you got to imagine King and Queen Goro weren't the best looking of folk out there on Outworld. They're four-armed people, and they don't, again, they're up there looking, and they're not like, there's a 9-foot-tall, four-armed man. They're like, Kano.
They're just normal. Yeah. It's like they walked into, a normal old bad guy's lair, and it was a dude talking to another dude instead of all the says bad guy weird...
like four-armed giant man.
It's so bizarre how they don't react. At all.
Nothing. Okay, Alexis, we're going to go into some sound bites. Let's start near the beginning of the movie. Let's do. We've been playing the Johnny Cage. This is where you fall down. Let's play that again, would you?
Sure.
This is where you fall down.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I one time I had vertigo.
Oh.
On New Year's, and I was looking up at and watching the ball drop, and when it hit 1, I said,
This is where you fall down.
You'll get it there.
Not a good way for me to start.
No,
that was a lame one.
Not
the best. It's okay.
I was. I don't know if you know this, but back in the day, I used to be a competitive log roller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the outdoor games, right? And I'm on the log and I'm spinning a guy, and he's still spinning, and I just turned to him as I stopped the log just right in there, and I pointed at him and I said,
This is where you fall down.
Yeah.
Same thing with when I was a child playing Pin the Tail on the Donkey.
Oh.
They spun me around so much, and then the kid who was the bully at the party looked at me and said,
This is where you fall down.
And I didn't pin the tail on the donkey because I fell down.
Oh, that's pretty good. He's a little too dizzy. This goes back a little bit. I'm sure you know about it.
If not, I'll pretend like I do.
My uncle was Michael Douglas, and he went on a shooting spree one day after they didn't give him his McDonald's breakfast.
And they made a documentary about it called Falling Down.
Correct. Yeah. And when he came into Christmas that year, he gave copies of it to everybody, and he would hand it to us, and he would say,
This is where you fall down.
Crazy enough.
Yeah. I love how overt that was. That was fantastic.
Yeah, you're welcome.
There's a little movie with Sylvester Stallone where I believe he's climbing on cliffs. I can't remember what it's called though.
Hold on, let me check the old
they're climbing
machine. Cliff.
I think they hang on cliffs.
Oh, okay.
The name's escaping me.
Got it. Yeah.
But anyways, there's a part where the helicopter's dangling off the edge, and John Lithgow's looking at him, and he's like, says something. And then he falls down and explodes.
Your timing is getting better, Alexis.
I think that's what happens in the end of that Hangers of Cliff movie.
Oh, we should probably look into that. Maybe that's a go-to movie pleasure.
Hashtag Hangers off of Cliff, I think it is.
that's definitely the one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but I also have a corporate job. I've been a salesman for Roebuck and Company for years now. And each year we have a big conference out in Omaha, and we do a lot of trust falls. And some people are a little weary of the trust fall, but I turn to the hottest girl in the office every year, and I just say,
This is where you fall down.
And then she falls on your bed.
And then she falls in my bed.
I was helping out at a nursing home.
Oh.
And a older gentleman.
Philanthropist.
You're a philanthropist. And an older gentleman came out without any clothes on. Oh. And let's just say his balls were hanging. And I looked away really fast because I was grossed out. And he said, Easy, it's okay. This happens with age. Just look. This
is where you fall down.
It's when your nuts drop, I guess. It was a really tough way to get to that joke.
That's you got there, though. You really got there. Man, it really does works in all kinds of situations.
It does.
And I think Johnny Cage really has the most one-liners in this movie.
He's
Thank you.
Hilarious.
If we could go to when they first see Katana and she's checking out Liu Kang. Liu Kang's giving her the old karate boner, if you will. I believe Johnny Cage has some words of wisdom there for Liu Kang.
When a woman looks at you like that, it usually means something.
Yeah. That actually, when I was at Starbucks and I asked for a skinny latte, the barista gave me a look, and the guy behind me said,
When a woman looks at you like that, it usually means something.
That she thinks I'm...
Yeah, that you live in West Hollywood.
Yeah, that I'm lame. That I'm really lame.
Pretty lame.
I'm too into my figure.
I don't know if people know this.
Obviously, I'm super into my figure, guys. Look at this. You don't get to be a temple of a man like this unless you get a skinny latte from Starbucks every day.
Guys, he spends his money on two things: skinny lattes and Blu-ray/DVDs.
That's it.
Much to my
and let me tell you, those Blu-rays are so low calorie and so low carb.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Ben and Renee, his beautiful wife, when they met, I was with them. We were actually traveling to an island nation to fight in a combat mission where we karate fought other people.
Karate fought. I love karate fighting other people.
Yeah, we karate fought, and we made it off the island. But when he first laid eyes on Renee, and Renee kind of checked him out, I said to him,
When a woman looks at you like that, it usually means something.
Yeah, and then just 5 years later, you guys got married, and I was at your wedding.
8 years later, but whatever.
8 years later, I was at your wedding, and we cut a rug, and I just so happened to meet a girl at your wedding, and she gave me the eyes, and Ben turned to me and said,
When a woman looks at you like that, it usually means something.
Yeah.
Actually, when we were partying in Comic-Con and you met a suicide girl there,
I did.
one of the who, by the way, I had talked up first and then realized that she was hitting on me, and I got scared and ran away because I was engaged, and I was like, "Ah, no, get away from me!"
Give it to the idiot in the corner.
And then Josh Macuga sees her, and I look, and she locks eyes with him, and I'm like, "Uh-oh."
When a woman looks at you like that, it usually means something.
And it did.
Yeah. And
that stripper in Tampa that you drank booze off of, just like from Nashville. Sorry,
get it right.
In Nashville, she locked eyes with you when you were drinking off of her foot the whiskey.
Right.
And your buddy said to you,
when a woman looks at you like that, it usually means something.
And I think you needed
foot fungus.
I think you needed penicillin and you had foot to mouth disease.
Literal foot to mouth disease. It wasn't my finest moment. Ben and I go way back, and just so happens that when both of us were still single, we were both in love with the same woman. She was the princess of Outworld.
Yeah.
And again, we were. This was years before Renee.
Yeah.
It was
at
a generation,
2,000 years before,
at least a few hundred generations before. And we had walked into the temple, and she was checking you out, and I thought that I liked her, and we kind of had to do Mortal Kombat. But at the end, I just said to you,
when a woman looks at you like that, it usually means something.
And we've been best friends ever since.
I know.
I mean, it's
generations and generations of Mortal Kombat, and we still keep coming back.
It's just amazing what karate foughting somebody when you've karate fought.
Yeah.
It bonds you for life. Hashtag karate fought.
Hashtag karate fought, guys. That's if you were going to take anything away from today's episode, it's karate fought.
What other?
We have a few more.
We got a ton more.
Yeah. Let's just go. Let's do an order. See what we got here.
Let's see what else we have.
You've been chosen, Sonia. Much to my delight.
Now, see, that's
that's
much to my delight.
Much to your delight.
That's that's what happened when I went to get Chinese food one time, and I had a delightful orange chicken dish, and I looked to the waiter and I was like, "This was cooked." Much to my delight.
There is a ice cream store, a pop-up, as you will, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's only open from, I would say, like May to September, based on weather. It's called Dairy Delight. And usually when I go in there, I get an ice cream cone topped with crumbled Reese's Pieces, and I'd look to the girl and I say, "This was done."
Much to my delight.
Which makes sense.
Yeah,
it's Dairy Delight.
actually, the famous pseudo orange juice brand Sunny Delight was actually thinking of using this in the 90s as their catchphrase. It was going to be
opposed to the purple stuff.
Yeah, it was going to be Sunny D.
Much to my delight.
Turns out it just creeped out children, and they didn't want to drink the half orange juice that
Especially
Sunny D
girls
is.
named Sonia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I think going forward,
let's see what else. Yeah,
that's a good one.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yes, the old Johnny Cage. You gotta be kidding me. I believe this is in reference to the dragon boat that has just washed up on the shore after Liu Kang had dumped his Louis Vuitton luggage into the South China Sea.
Yet nothing to do with when they see a four-armed man.
Or another man frees another man, or another man with a dragon coming out of his
dragon
hand.
boats are weird. Four-armed dudes and superpower guys, not so weird.
Not the weirdest.
Not so weird once you take a chartered dragon boat.
I know.
Which also, when he yells out, "It has begun," there's this weird, like...
It has begun!
There's this weird, like, Disney laser light show that happens, and then nothing. And then it fades, and they're somewhere else the next day, and you're like, what?
And the amount of ambient smoke in this castle...
began?
Yeah, did anything begin?
A skull came, like a hologram of a skull. I'm like, oh, nice little laser light show you guys got going on here.
And it just cuts to him and Bob Marley's son.
And then they're just walking up on and then the greatest pratfall ever from Johnny Cage. And you're like, oh, nobody is really reacting at all to the weirdness. I would have been like,
and the fact that these are tiny little canoes, and Johnny Cage brings the entire collection from Travel Lodge luggage in the South Hills Village Mall in Pittsburgh.
That's why you didn't book that Travelodge commercial. I remember hearing about that.
I mean, when I didn't get that role in the Travelodge luggage commercial, I said, gotta be kidding.
I feel like we should do Get Over Here or Goro. Is not fair.
Yeah, let's do a Get Over.
I do not fail.
There we go. This is a good one.
First off, before we get into this, Goro we've said this a little bit, but he is adorable. He looks like a Jim Henson Muppet character.
He's such a sweet looking guy.
And his mouth never really matches up.
Ponytail?
His mouth never matches up. It's so cute. He's like, I do not fail.
Even when he picks him up with his underarms, he's basically Goro is the old 80s 2 guitar thing that Christopher Cobb plays in the movies, in the video for Sailing. So it was like a guitar, 12-string, 6-string.
Yeah.
Goro has his little, and then he picks up the buddy and he's like, I'm gonna love you, and then he just rips his heart out. But still,
He has the worst finishing move ever. He just karate chops him, and then the guy dies. You're like, what? Goro did better than that.
He's got 4 arms.
Come
for Christ's
on.
sake.
But he does have he looks like a step up from like a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic character is what it is. It's pretty.
Ooh, I could see that, like a Mortal Kombat at Chuck E. Cheese.
That'd be amazing. The special effects would probably look better than some of them in this movie.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Let's play that clip again real quick, Alexis.
I do not fail.
Now, I would tend to let's lean a little bit towards the younger generation. I've been featured on many of fail blogs, many of fail photos, but at the end of each one, I dust myself up and I scream,
I do not fail.
As you should.
Guys, yeah.
9th grade geometry class. I was doing not so well because I just didn't understand how I was going to practically ever use it in my life unless I was a geometry teacher. And I looked at my teacher when I got a P for passing as a grade, and I laughed and said,
I do not fail.
because technically a P is still passing.
Yeah.
Fucks up your GPA though.
Well, that's why you're out here living the dream, talking about.
That's why I'm acting.
I mean, I could go for the school thing, but I was always a pretty good student.
Yeah.
You know?
I was, except for that one year.
Yeah, except for geometry. You could flail your arms, per se, but I do not flail. Right? I don't know where this one's going. I got nothing.
Hey, at least Raiden liked it.
Yeah, thanks, Raiden.
At least Raiden liked it.
I think we should end on some get over here's. What do you say?
I think so. I would like to mention just 2 more things real quick.
Go ahead.
Which is that
I would like to mention one thing as well.
What's that?
No, you go.
Okay, a few of my favorite / most terrible moments in the film are when they do the Liu Kang flying multi kick.
Oh, that was bad.
And it literally looks like he's just hanging. He's like sitting on a swing and going la 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 la. Here you go, I'm killing you. And then the other thing is
here I go, I'm killing you.
My other favorite moment is Sonya when she gets kidnapped is tied up and randomly in some like glam rock hair and like a Barbarella weird warrior woman dress.
Princess of the Desert.
What happened there? Why? Who changed her? Why did they do that?
Yeah.
What was the point?
Alexis did it.
I don't understand
that. Veronica Vaughn is one piece of ace.
If you know what I'm saying.
I don't.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't. That's just there's 2 of my. And then
then Johnny Cage says to her, "Nice dress," and she just looks at him like, "Classic Cage."
Classic Cage. And then the.
Do you think Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade end up getting together on Earth?
I don't know, because in the sequel, Johnny Cage gets killed off in the first 5 minutes because it's not Lyndon Ashby. It's some other like jack dude that's like twice the size of Lyndon Ashby. And
why wasn't Lyndon Ashby there around for 2?
Well, they said on IMDb that he read the script and said no. So then they ended up writing him out.
Cody, call your dad.
They ended up writing him out, and in the Shao Kahn just snaps his neck in the beginning, and Sonya's really broken up about it the rest of the movie. She's like, Johnny Cage, they killed him. And you're like, you hated him in the first movie.
Totally banging.
But they didn't have time, because the second movie picks up right literally where this leaves off. Like Shao Kahn goes, hey, and then he shows up with his like weird kind of like bondage ninjas, and then
the Foot Clan, the bondage.
What was your thing you wanted to talk about?
Well, I really feel like all the moves in this movie are really slow.
Oh yeah, the fight choreography is slow. The fight choreography is I've never seen so many kind of lackluster fights. And if you think this is bad, the sequel. We talked about this where it's like a porn without sex. It's like the sets, the special effects,
so
and the
Friday night, am I right, guys?
Hey. But it's like, it's just, the fight scenes are just, whew.
Yeah.
You can, and I read that Bridget Wilson or Shampri or whatever her name is.
Sampras. She's Pete Sampras' wife.
Yeah, she wanted
to.
You
know Pete Sampras is?
Yeah. No.
He's a tennis player.
I don't give a shit. So she wanted to do all her own stunts. So she did almost all her own fights, and it shows.
Yeah, because she's not good at karate.
It's like she's doing these.
You can do all your stunts all you want, but because you're not good doesn't mean.
Okay. And Paul W.S. Anderson is like, whatever. I have a similar name to Paul Thomas Anderson, so I'll have a career. Oh my god.
Okay, let's do some get over here's.
Get over here's. Yes.
Get over here.
I've been yelling this since the game came out. We'd be on the ski lift. My buddy Max Young, I've mentioned on this show multiple times. We'd be on the ski lift and just screaming that at people. Yeah. Get over here! Yes.
It's so bizarre how like iconic that is. If you grew up in the 90s or the 80s or played Mortal Kombat, you know this.
Oh yeah.
You know this. Get over here.
I think anybody on the planet that doesn't know this is either very old and never played a video game or just...
Or an infant.
Or an infant.
Because Mortal Kombat still exists. Yeah. I mean, they did the web series and everything like that.
I think that would be a really funny thing to have on the actor that played Scorpion's tombstone. It just said, "Get over here."
And then God said to Scorpion,
"Get over here." Get over here. Yes. Okay. I will say this.
That's my mating call, guys.
Oh.
That's how I get all the ladies.
If I ever...
ladies?
You know what? If I ever have to discipline my child someday, if he's like breaking something, like if he shoves too many Blu-rays into my PlayStation, I'll be like, "Hey! Get over here!"
That's good.
And then he'll be like, and I'll have him on a child leash too, so it'll be easy to just wrangle him in.
All Begleys have leashes. Okay, this is a legit true story. I'm not making any of this up. 2 trips ago to Chipotle, I was semi-intoxicated, and I said to the girl as she was handing me my burrito, "Get over here!"
What was her reaction?
She just kind of looked at me like, "Okay, are you gonna pay for it?" Or
I love that you brought that up because I kind of have a similar story to that.
Go.
Tell it.
It was Halloween, and I dressed up as Sonya.
Ooh.
And thank you. And I don't know what party it was. It was in San Francisco, and some guy who was dressed up as Scorpion in the very back, he saw me and he said, "Get over here!"
Yes.
And I was like, no.
At least he was in character.
Yes.
How do you know? He had a mask on. You don't know how he looked. He could have been
mostly from the beer gut that was going on.
Fat Scorpion.
That's always so weird when that happens.
It's just a little
It
disappointing.
was kind of one of those like, "Oh, I see your face. Okay, I like what you're doing," and then like
When-
the waters part, and you're like, "Oh."
The double XL Scorpion costume.
You know,
Yes.
Get over here actually. My mom started the phrase because when I was a child and I was playing Beverly Hills Cop with my friends, mind you, I'd never seen the movie. But I just knew of it.
Mm-hmm.
The first words out of my mouth were, "What's up?" No, not that. The first words out of my mouth were, "What's up, mother effers?" And my friend went and was like, "I'm going to tell on you," for no reason in our
just a
backyard.
dick.
He went and told my mom. She storms out of the back door and says, "Benjamin Jacob Begley,
Get over here!
Yes.
And then she ground Dial soap into my teeth.
Ooh.
And I tasted soap for days.
Classic Ohio parenting right there. It's classic Ohio parenting.
Ed Boon and all them, they owe it to my mom.
I don't know if you know this, but I was engaged at one point.
Really?
Yeah. And we were both big fans of Mortal Kombat.
Uh-huh.
And I tied the ring to a rope. And I weighted the rope and I threw it and it stuck to her. And she looked at the ring. She's like, "Yes." And then I just pulled the rope and said,
Get over here!
Yeah.
And then you realize you just stabbed your...
and then she died, and that's why I'm no longer engaged.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tragic story.
Yeah, sorry, Ben.
It's a tragic tale. It happens. Somebody's going to like hashtag that, be like, "Josh Macuga, the murderer."
He karate fought his fiance to the death.
When I saw... Sorry, I lost my train of thought completely with karate fought.
Karate fought, y'all.
Oh, if we have any YouTube trolls on this episode, I'm just gonna bring my spear rope out and say,
Get over here!
"Say it to my face! Don't hide behind your avatar."
Oh man, Ben, this is fun.
This is so much fun.
I'm gonna miss you, man, for a whole month.
I know, it's crazy. I'll be gone 4 weeks.
Shooting his movie, killing it, Ben. I can't wait to see it, really. And
Thank you.
I'm just very happy and proud of you, man. It's fantastic news. If I was on set for the movie and I was late and you had me cast in the movie and
The
I was
AD
late,
would come up to you.
The AD would come up to me and scream.
Get over here!
Correct. Next week on Guilty Movie Pleasures with Ben out, I have Miri Jetikin and Alicia Malone stepping in. We're going to be talking Showgirls.
Oh.
Yeah, classic.
I haven't seen that movie ever in its entirety. I'm jealous.
A lot of boobs. So it'll be an all-female episode next week, me included. And
Are you going to wear a wig?
Maybe. At the end of the month, we have a Three's Too Much reunion. We got Mark Ellis and Justine Marino coming on to talk This Means War, Justine's favorite movie.
Ooh.
And somewhere in between, we'll have a couple other guest hosts while Ben's away. We'll do some more action. We'll figure it out. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Josh Macuga on Twitter.
I'm Ben Begley at Ben Begley Comedy on Twitter.
Thank you guys for watching Guilty Movie Pleasures.
I'll be posting some set photos too. If you want to see.
Yeah, follow him on Instagram and all those, and he's like tweeting it out. And until then, if you are somewhere away from me, I will throw a spear through your heart and scream,
Get over here!
Now, if you could play the theme song on the way out.
Yes!
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
Get over here!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.